In the far future, where wars are fought with the might of battle mechs, Without Question tells the tale of Kanji Chistu as he struggles to keep Clan Jade Falcon alive in the occupation zone his predecessor abandoned in her failed bid to conquer Terra. Though it's a sequel to Brian Young's award-winning novel A Question of Survival, Without Question serves as a perfect on-ramp for anyone interested in jumping into the Ill Clan era and the current Battletech timeline. The new Khan of Clan Jade Falcon has to fight for the very soul of his clan and their stronghold of Sudaden as Clan Hell's horses invade and they experience attacks from within and without. With shocking twists and turns, the latest installment of the Battletech mythos will have you hanging on by the edge of your seat. Releasing May 15th, Without Question is available for pre-order now, and you won't want to miss it.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tuesday Newsday. Just to let you guys know, I was not going to stream today because I am on vacation from Catalyst this week. But
I do not approve of that message.
I know, right? But Lauren and I are partnering on a kind of side project away from Catalyst, and I thought this would be a cool opportunity for us to come on, share some Catalyst news, of course, but then talk about this is actually the first time we're making this announcement today, so we'll share that news here soon. But hi Lauren.
Hello.
This is episode 15 and I'm finally having you on. I've been trying to keep you off to keep my stress levels low, but
no one puts baby in the corner.
Here we go, guys. He was reading. What were you reading to me before, or reciting to me before?
I was reciting the preamble to the Constitution, I believe.
Guys,
I can also do the Declaration of Independence and a couple other. I know a lot of speeches by William Churchill as well. Because he's really awesome.
The Schoolhouse Rock version was preferred.
I could do that. I could sing it. I can, yes.
Well, I mean, give the audience what they want, Lauren. As he doesn't. All right, so got a little bit of news for you guys. Not a lot. Last week I was traveling for 2 weeks. This week is vacation, so I'm still pretty out of the loop on news. Is there anything, Lauren, from the Battletech end? Oh my goodness. The Battletech end that you want to share? Any news?
Wow. I mean, the way things are going, there's news every single day. I'm not sure what you've posted out there. Obviously, the big thing is still the Mercenaries Kickstarter campaign. Everything, to my knowledge, except for everything but a few small tchotchke items has been delivered to all the hubs worldwide. We're waiting for a few last items to airship in. And once they drop, they're going to start fulfilling this Kickstarter. Yeah, It was a long. We had a plan to do it faster, but we had a few things get in the way. But still, it'll be about 1 year. And that's honestly for the size of this. I mean, this was the 20th largest crowdfunding campaign ever.
For
and
gaming.
so what's that?
For gaming.
For gaming. And I mean, I'm not sure if it's maybe all
Oh,
time.
no. All time was 20. I think we were 7 in gaming or something.
Yeah, I think it was all time 20th. And we still got it done in basically a year. And that was just a few of the weirder items like the Art of War, the cookbook, a few last of the one plastic issue, but most of it just kind of fell into place really smooth.
Good.
Yeah.
And
then of course doing all the new VAT rules. That was fun.
Yeah, you say smooth as my brain catches up with me and goes, there was nothing smooth about that situation.
But the production went very smooth, actually.
Yes.
The VAT red tape, not so much.
Awesome. All right.
We are committed to keeping Battletech on a worldwide footing, which means finding ways to support our awesome fans in Australia, in Europe, in China, in wherever I just forgot, Canada. They're kind of Europe, but not really.
Speaking of Europe, we have about half of our team in Europe right now, right?
Sort of. They're in the UK. They're not allowed to call it Europe anymore.
UK Games Expo is this week.
They're in the country formerly known as part of Europe. They're at the UK Games Expo. Yeah, Randall, Mike, Jason, and Bryn, I believe. So if any of you are near, I think it's Birmingham, or plan to be in the Birmingham area, stop by the expo, go to the booth, and Randall really loves esoteric Battletech trivia. So, yeah.
I had fun when I was traveling, Lauren. There were a couple people that were like, hey, I don't get to meet Randall at any of his cons. Is there any way I can get a patch? And I was like, I'll pretend to be Randall, and then I'll work it out for you. So I would pull my hair under my chin like a beard and
Nice.
and make no face and say what a pleasure.
I want Randall. I'm gonna have Randall dye his beard pink now because I want to see them. That would be awesome. Making a note. Seriously, right now.
It's spreading.
Randall, pink beard. Question mark.
For Gen
All
Con.
right. That's gonna happen.
The Universal Brotherhood is real. Awesome.
The whole idea behind the patch Randall's giving away, excuse me, was to just thank people for being awesome fans. And so if they came up to you and shook your hand, I have no problem getting them a patch because it wasn't about Randall, it's about Battletech. It's about the community. And I'm sure Randall will be the first one to say it. All we wanted was them to walk up and say, I love Battletech, or what Battletech means to me, and they get the patch. Maybe we'll do a virtual way to do that, because I know there's thousands of people out there who would love to get this special patch.
Yeah.
I don't even have one yet. I shake his hand all the time. So
step it up, Coleman.
Oh, see, you got one. So we'll have to work on that, because the whole idea is to celebrate the community as much as we can, as far as we can reach.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how does it feel, before I move on from Battletech, it's the 40th anniversary. What does that mean to you, Loren Coleman?
Well, I've been working in this in this universe since right around I think it was actually a little bit right before the 10th anniversary. So I have put 31 years into this universe. And it feels amazing. To have done something for so long. There is something special about Battletech. It has become one of my favorite places to live in my head. I sometimes will just go in there and just play around with thought ideas about what would characters, put two characters in a room and what they would say to each other. It lives for me. It's very much alive in my head. I've read so many books. I've written so many source books, so many books, so many computer games. The dialogue is just alive in my head. The stories are alive in my head. I love Battletech, and
I
Yeah,
feel
31 years for me with on the fourth or 31 or 32 years here on the fourth anniversary is pretty amazing.
that's awesome. I feel
Yeah.
very mixed about reading any of your stories because I can't sass back to the written word.
You what?
I can't sass back to the written word. I'll just text you while I'm reading and be like,
I've
OMG.
gotten weirder feedback. In fact, the best one I think was one time I was sitting on a couch and someone started kicking me. She was reading Endgame? No, she was reading I can't remember now. Patriots and Tyrants, maybe. The where Sun Tzu basically takes out Isis Merrick, sends her packing. Oh, it would have Killing Fields, I guess. And she got to that scene where Sun Tzu just completely eviscerates her. I'm just sitting there like working, and suddenly she starts kicking me. I'm like, what the hell? Like she goes, I can't believe you did that. Like, oh, you got to the scene. Yeah. Then we had a discussion.
I've been working before and thought about kicking you too, so it makes sense.
I love that scene. It was one of my favorite scenes ever written.
Awesome. Cool.
But it gets people's attention.
So,
and I always make the case that Sun Tzu did ISIS a favor, and most people actually come around to my way of thinking eventually.
Obviously, like, Battletech means so much to you. 31, 32 years and the lore and the writing and all the work and the IP and everything else. So why Shadowrun?
What's funny is I was about to write a Shadowrun novel back in 95, 6, 97, 98, something like that. I was set to actually, I love Shadowrun too. I've role played in Shadowrun. I've done a little bit of work here and there. And I was going to start off a novel trilogy. I believe it was a trilogy in Shadowrun. And then FASA closed its doors. And they said, hey, we need you to bring Battletech to some kind of a close, the storyline. I said, well, I need 3 books. And they said, well, the way that happens is you've got 1 book already. Take your Shadowrun book, make it a Battletech book, and we'll squeeze 1 more in there for you to wrap up the universe. So I missed my shot at writing Shadowrun, but I do love Shadowrun. It's a unique creature that, I mean, 35 years later, and there isn't any real Shadowrun knockoff or competition out there. There's Cyberpunk. I mean, I love Cyberpunk stuff, but Shadowrun has a unique place that it totally owns of the combination of fantasy and cyberpunk. Everything is copied. Everything is challenged eventually. But 35 years and Shadowrun holds its place pretty much singularly. It's amazing. So yeah, I love Shadowrun.
Awesome. I love how you're like, I missed my shot to write for Shadowrun. If you need, I know the line developer. I'd be happy to introduce you. It's
yeah, running a game company and writing for that company I found out to be very difficult. I've got 2 Battletech novels right now. One has been unfinished for a long time. One I'm writing with Mike Stackpole, and it's difficult because when you leave your day job to go work on a novel project, it feels like I'm still doing my day job. So it just really gets in the way and causes me to be extra challenged for writing it. But I am determined to finish Den of Wolves. I am determined to go back and write that missing Battletech novel I've always wanted to finish with called Shadows of Faith. And yeah.
awesome.
Writing for my own properties has been problematic. So I think I'm going to take a break. So my son challenged me to write a novel that is not Battletech related. So I'm going to take that challenge up here as soon as I get Den of Wolves out of my way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So the only other Shadowrun thing, I'm going to bring up my my description here so I don't forget anything. The only other Shadowrun thing I wanted to point out, and I mentioned this to Loren before the show, is World of Shadows, which you've been seeing the trailer for at the beginning of the show. It's on, I think, episode 6 or 7, aired just yesterday. The first 2 episodes each have over 25,000 views. So it's pretty exciting.
Awesome.
So if you want to get into Shadowrun, if you want to learn, get into the story or the world, if you want to check out 6th edition, check that out. It's pretty neat. Neat to see those numbers go up. I'll send you guys the link here.
Cool.
Pull it up. World of Shadow. Hey, look, when I type in world, it's the first thing that popped up for me. Boop. 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 Here's all the boops for you guys. All right. So, Shadowrun aside, let's see. God, there's usually, you know, it used to be, Lauren, that after talking about Shadowrun and Battletech, we were done talking about Catalyst, but that's just not the case anymore. Give us an update. Like, how do you feel about Leviathans as the next big branch of Catalyst?
Well, Leviathans was actually one of our first wholly created IPs that we created from inside of Catalyst with the assistance of my brain. Nope, I've forgotten his name. I can't remember his name right now. But we had an outside developer who worked with us on the idea and created this entirely new alternate history universe. And so it's really awesome. I mean, I had a lot of work in on that early on to develop the world and how it would work and how the timeline would continue to move forward. And the reboot has taken longer than we expected it to take, but it is almost fully through the process. I think we're at printing here pretty quick, or it's already being printed, and so it'll fulfill soon. But it's a great world. I mean, I'm a fan of like alternate history in general. Obviously, I wrote for Crimson Skies back in the day for FASA. I'm a big fan of Harry Turtledove, who's a major alternate history writer. Love his work. And Harry actually came on board to, I believe, write a Leviathan story for us, which was amazing.
Awesome.
And yeah, so working with Harry has been kind of a personal little reward for me, because again, I love him as an author, and so working with him in one of my own worlds is awesome.
Awesome.
And yeah, Leviathans has got a great little place in our company, as well as our new board game line. So it's really like we've got Battletech and Shadowrun, and then we also have Leviathans over here, and our complete new line of board games coming out. So we've got like a nice like 4-branch company now, so which to me just makes us that much more interesting and stable as we keep moving forward into the gaming industry. So, we always had a few games here and there, like we had the Duke, which has always been a perennial favorite evergreen product for us, and we had Dragonfire, the D&D card game for a while. But to take that and really pour gas on it and light it up. So we get now we're doing Runefire, which is the same system but over in the Pathfinder element. That's extremely exciting for us about that.
Yeah.
The old Dragonfire crew is just working their butt off getting that out the door, and then we're working on the I almost said something I probably wasn't supposed to say yet. A special miniatures product, brand new. We're not mentioning that one, are we?
We've talked about, so in terms of miniatures, we have talked about
what have you announced so I know what I'm allowed to say?
The new Shadowrun miniatures game, and we have mentioned Voltron coming down the pipeline.
Okay. There may be a couple other titles that shall remain nameless at the moment. Based on one of them based on a record-setting worldwide property that we are about to announce but have not yet. Now, I'm not going to announce it because I'm pretty sure my license would tell me I'm in trouble if I do.
Okay, yeah, don't do it then.
No, that would not be good. But we've got, so it's to us, doing Runefire using the Crossfire engine is a huge win for us. Doing this new miniatures game for a awesome world record holding IP is a big get for us. Working on new versions of the Duke, working on what else Mike is working on currently. Voltron, he's working on
Kung Fu Panda.
Oh my god, that's so much fun. What we're doing for Kung Fu Panda is people are not going to see that one coming because it is so not anything we've ever done before.
Cool.
But we like going and trying new things, doing new things and learning. And boy, are we learning. But this is gonna be an awesome product. We'll be announcing that one. If we haven't announced it already, we'll be announcing that one soon. We got a game called it's a Eastern Eastern themed. There's a magical creature. I'm trying to what it was called. Originally it was called like a Damascus old Persian trading game, and Mike's finishing that up right now.
Oh, cool.
And I can't really remember the fancy creature that's based on. There's so many projects out there. Like I am informed of all of them, but trying to remember the details of 17 different projects, it takes a lot out of me.
And you just went to Vegas Licensing Expo too, so I haven't even gotten to hear those stories yet. I'm excited.
Oh, I spent 3 days with a couple of our people over in Vegas. That's what's called the Licensing Expo, where we met with Disney, we met with Legendary Pictures, we met with Crunchyroll for anime titles, we met with Universal, if I didn't notice that one. We met with a bunch of different people, and it's not for things we're going to do immediately, because we've got our next year is pretty well, 6 months especially, pretty well booked. But we're looking for what's our big 2025 products or products, and we've got some big ideas that are moving around. And the Disney one was especially fruitful, and we think we'll be talking about our contract terms for some new properties here very soon.
Cool.
And again, can't talk about them yet, but looking forward to it.
Awesome. All right. So, and then two that we haven't really gotten to talk about yet,
Hit me.
that have been recently announced is Voltron, the RPG, and Frostpunk we just announced last week.
We did announce that. Okay, good. Voltron was just a complete. It came out of the blue for us. We were talking with Universal about something, and they said, "Well, we have Voltron. Do you understand?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's Voltron." So we've got 2 Voltron games, an RPG and a board game, at least 2, and so that was new for us. So Voltron RPGs looking is very fun. I've seen the some of the art coming in right now. It's gorgeous. It's gonna be a great. We're gonna do a full release with a limited edition, maybe slipcase or box set. We're looking at that.
Cool.
That'll be coming out sometime this year.
I think we're due for a Kickstarter for that in October. It's going to be our last one of the year.
Sounds right.
And then I love that they're both. It's both the old version and the Netflix version.
Yep.
And then getting to play the board game, that was really fun when we were all in Seattle, and at the Airbnb, and we all broke into groups. Some people were playing Runefire, some people were playing Voltron, and hearing the group just shout "Form Voltron" was really fun.
Yes, those of us who grew up on those cartoons, it's like it's that nostalgia factor is pretty awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
And then for new hotness, we've got Frostpunk, which was one of our favorite video games from about 3-4 years ago. But now they have a Frostpunk 2 coming out, so we're all very excited. Those of us who are big Frostpunk players, looking forward to diving back into the Frostlands and making moral and ethical choices that come back to haunt us. And doing a Frostpunk RPG, we've wanted to do it for 4 years at least that I can think of. We've been working on it for a year and a half, or more, about a year and a half now, getting it developed and out the door, and working with 11-bit to make sure it's all approved and good to go. So yes, we're very excited about Frostpunk. It's a wonderful world. I love moody, really mood-filled, drama-filled worlds, and for stories. And the stories in there are fairly brutal. I love them.
For those that aren't familiar with Frostpunk, one of the things I'm actually planning to do, I just need to find what day and time I'm going to do it, is I'm going to be streaming Frostpunk 1 here on the Catalyst YouTube channel. So you can watch along and play along and help me make terrible choices or good choices. And
listen to some really depressingly awesome cello music because
it's so pretty. Like the game
it
itself
is,
is
but
beautiful. The music is
it's
beautiful.
melancholy. I shouldn't say depressing. It's very melancholy, but it's beautiful. I love their background score.
Absolutely. Awesome. All right. So we talked about all the different branches of Catalyst and all the different games and lines.
At least
and
the
stuff
things
like
we
that.
can talk about so far, yes.
Yeah, the things we're allowed to talk about. So we're gonna go off topic now. So
all right, off brand.
Off brand. I'm on vacation, damn it. So for those of you who don't know, actually the backstory, my company, I own my own company. It's Alternis Productions, and we do Kickstarter management, we do marketing, we do audiobook production, we've done live streaming, and that company kind of came to be because of Catalyst. When I made the pitch for Chicago Shadows, and we needed to do we wanted to do a promotional trailer as a proof of concept, and I still like telling the story, Lauren, how you were like, sure, I can give you $2,000 for that. And I'm like, that's not how film works. So I was like, we're gonna need to kickstart this.
I just always, I set expectations a certain level, so that way I'm playing in the region I want to play in.
Well, that was one of my first conversations with you, so I didn't know you well enough to laugh in your face yet. So
obviously now you're over that.
Yes, I'm very over that.
All right.
So we created my company, produced the trailer, and did the Kickstarter for it. We made $16,000 as a little no-name company. And then COVID happened, and so we got into live streaming, and as COVID started to wrap up, we started doing more Kickstarters for other creators and gamers, and Catalyst was one of them. So all of that kind of ramping up, and so Lauren had a really cool opportunity pop up, and thank you so much for pulling me into it. Why don't you talk about it?
So I've been doing a lot of work, consulting with other companies, often just on a friendship basis, but sometimes at a professional basis, on Kickstarters, because there's not a lot of people who have run as big of Kickstarters as we've managed to run here. We've run a couple of a top 50, a top 20, of all time kind of thing, and a bunch of really successful ones in the down the 500 to a million range. And it's basically, I've been developing, I guess, a skill set, for lack of a better word, that not a lot of people get to play with. And so I was approached a few weeks, about a month ago, with something which I just couldn't say no to. Some friends who used to work with Gary Gygax have what we believe is the last work Gary ever worked on that remains unpublished to this day. We have it's called Castle Wolfmoon. It is a true Gary Gygax campaign setting and adventure set that he was working on with Chris Clark, who's an amazing longtime D&D writer, but he's worked on just probably hundreds of products. And Gary and Chris were working together in a company. I can't remember what it was called. It was called Infinite Worlds or Infinite Adventures. Infinite Worlds, I think it was called.
I think so, yeah.
I might be wrong about the name, but anyway, they were working together on this. And that project was sitting there for, I think, close to, I want to say 8-10 years at least. This has been sitting there, not being published. And so Chris Clark took the product they had written and is basically getting the art and layout done to create what will look like, it will be a classic old school D&D project. Gary Gygax, Chris Clark, and a bunch of others are jumping on to be part of it, because it is a true Gary Gygax tribute. I can't believe I get to do this. I get to work on a Gary Gygax campaign that he wrote, and they brought me in to basically consult, to bringing it to a level so we can bring it to out and publish it at the highest level we possibly can. So we're going to run a big crowdfunding campaign. We're bringing in all sorts of other stars, star power to work with us on this. We're talking to several dice companies to do maybe a tribute die or a exclusive memorial die for the product. We're working with some major writers to potentially come in and do like a prequel story or novella. Can't mention any names. I'm hoping to be able to mention them tomorrow. We're working with a major artist who, big time, long time D&D artist, who we hope to include on this project. There's just so many people are just asking, "Hey, can I be part of this?" We're like, "What do you want to do? You want to, some people are just creating, they're going to work on the monster folio. Some people are going to work on some character setting stuff. We've got probably 15, 20 names from the industry all becoming part of this because it's Gary and Chris and D&D obviously has been a big part of all of our lives. So I'm really excited. We actually have the landing page up and running. I believe you've got the link. You should make sure you drop that in the chat window for everybody. Already there. So yeah, Castle Wolfmoon is going to launch in, I want to say 2.5 weeks, coming up pretty close. And it's going to be a really awesome D&D tribute. Or Gary Gygax tribute. And it works. I believe we have 5e rules as well as the rules Gary used for his off-brand campaigning, off-brand fantasy campaigning. But I believe we're including a 5e opens the whatever the OGL 5e stuff and other potential mechanics that you can use to play it in any system you want to play it in. The whole idea is though it is classic Gary Gygax fantasy adventuring, and so Rem is working with me on that now.
It's always fun when I'm in the middle of traveling at an event and Loren calls and goes, "So, you want to work on maybe a Gary Gygax project? Can you get me a graphic within like tonight?"
Within the next few minutes.
By the way, also get me a Snoop cereal commercial within 12 hours.
Some of the things that come across my desk are a little strange. Yeah. I do admit.
It's pretty cool though.
They're fun.
Yeah.
I get involved in some. I mean, heck, I'm not kidding. I just had a meeting with the agent for CeeLo Green this last week at the Licensing Expo. Wants to talk to us. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what CeeLo would want for a game, but if he wants a game, I'm willing to talk to him.
Yeah.
Or at least talk to his licensing agent.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
The industry is in such a weird place right now with overlap with entertainment and stuff like that. I still from the Realmsmith stream, I still get texts periodically from Luis Carrazzo or Anjali Bhamani, and I'm like, what is my life? Like, how did we get here?
The longer you stick around, the stranger it gets. I love it. That's why I love this industry. No matter it's like everyone passes through gaming eventually. Yeah. Like they may be Hollywood stars or pop culture, singers, entertainers, whatever. And there's so many people who are also gamers. So they just intersect with this industry so often that if you stick around long enough, you meet everybody.
It's pretty cool since getting to talk about the origin story for my company, and now I've got clients like Kevin J. Anderson and Jordan Weissman and now Mark Zickery, who's worked on everything sci-fi in terms of The Expanse, Babylon 5,
and Gary Gygax now.
Like it's a super cool time, and this industry is so small but expands so large, and it's pretty cool.
It's a huge industry, but it's a small community. It's a very tight community.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's so exciting. And because I don't think we mentioned, I think we're still set for the launch to be in tandem with Gamescom Canada.
Yes, it will go. We will have there'll be people at GameCon Canada. GCC is going to promote it. I think we're having a launch party at one night there. We'll actually go live at the launch party is the plan. And there may be there may be someone of significant talent and fame who will show up to work with us. But I am not allowed to say a name, which is killing me. I want to say the name so badly. I can't yet.
I'm pretty proud of you right now. I'm a little shocked and surprised, but I'm very proud of you.
Well, if I could do it, not get in trouble, but if I do it, I could get. If I do it, I get a whipping.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We should talk about too if there's opportunity, because I know there's some live streaming that goes on at GameCon Canada. So maybe there's some opportunity to talk about it there and stuff. So
Yes.
we should work on that. But I'm so excited.
We will.
Thank you guys all so much for being here for this announcement. It was a nice way to spend a Tuesday Newsday day off to talk about something that we're
Been a day off.
My vacation from Catalyst is not a vacation from my other job. So I've been working a lot on this and some of those other projects, and it's super cool to see it all come to life. I love Babylon.
Anything else? We're taking questions here pretty soon, right?
Yes, we are about to get into questions. So
did we miss anything? Did we miss anything that was worth talking about? Anything else I can't say?
Let's see. Double check my descript. UK Games, Gamescom Canada.
I'll talk real quick. Catalyst will be at GameCon Canada. We should be at Origins. We are at UK Games Expo tomorrow or Thursday. We will be at Gen Con, of course. We are also planning to show up at Dragon Con, PAX West, and PAX Unplugged. And that, I think, rounds out most of our year for conventions domestically. Internationally, we also plan to show up at Essen and PAX Australia. So if you are at, near, or think about any of those shows, please come by and say hello.
Awesome. The one big title we did not talk about, and I would love to hear your perspective on how the hell this happened.
Uh-oh.
Snoop.
Well, what?
Snoop.
Snoop.
Why the hell is Snoop making a board game, and how did we get this?
Because he's making breakfast cereals. Doesn't breakfast cereals and games go hand in hand? They both use milk, right? No, that's not right.
Gross.
They both use something. So how that happened it's convoluted, but basically Snoop Dogg is working with Master P to create this line of cereal and brought us foods to create this line of cereals that directly support through their like a little foundation they're making. They directly supports urban issues. A lot of urban charity and urban bring urban issues to light and supporting that. And the cereals, there's like 13, 14 different brands, and they all have these characters, this group of characters that are very outdoor sports themed. So I think that a lot of them are playing basketball, like street ball kind of stuff, and we just end up in a room with the licensing agent for Master P and a few others, and he brought up Snoop Cereals and showed us what they're doing and said, "Hey, would you like to work together on a project? We want to take these characters and license them into other areas." And so we created a tile laying area control game by Mike Ritchie that we're showcasing these cereal box characters on them, and in turn, Master P, Snoop, Brodus Foods are going to really promote it, and so it's a weird marriage of food, pop culture, gaming, crowdfunding. It's just a very weird mix of things that happen, and we're learning. I mean, again, I like working on projects where I am doing something I haven't done before. We're doing something new. This could be another huge mega hit, or it could just be only a really good hit. We don't know, but we do know it's for a good cause. They are actually working really hard on their outreach. It's a fun. They're fun characters. They only are just getting started, and we get to be part of that growth. And in the meantime, work with some really amazing, powerful people in the entertainment industry that we have not worked with before. So where that can go, we've already had like 7 other deals proposed to us, both in doing like a nonfiction books, doing gaming, doing other things we can work with some of these people and the people they represent. I can't list all the names right now because it's still in discussions, but there's a lot of doors this opens for us. How far we go down this particular rabbit hole, I have no idea.
Awesome.
But that's how Snoop Cereal kind of got going with us, and why we're doing a Snoop Cereal game called Get in the Game.
Cool.
And we'll see where that goes.
Weird ass world.
Master P himself actually named the game in an interview. We were just showing him a prototype. He went, "This is the Snoop Cereal game, so get in the game." We're like, "That's actually pretty good." So
that's awesome.
became the title / tagline for the board game.
Cool. All right, so I've got questions.
All right, hit me.
All right. I would like to, but we're across a nation from each other.
There's a reason why I'm not this far away.
All right. So from Prussian Havoc, we heard about CGL's Frostpunk RPG taking advantage of CGL's DiceCore system. Will we see DiceCore anywhere else?
Yes.
We've talked about it, so you're allowed to say.
Have we?
Yeah. It's
I'm trying to be good.
Voltron and Wizard Riders is what we talked about.
What we talked about so far?
Voltron and Wizard Riders.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we even talked about a stripped down version for Kung Fu, like a Kung Fu Panda, for like a younger set. We've talked about potentially if we want to set a RPG in Leviathans, DiceCore would be an obvious fit there. Yes, the DiceCore system will be coming out, and there's a few others that we're working on right now that I'm hoping to sign a license in the next 60 to 90 days. And if we can announce those, that'd be pretty huge because
cool.
These are big. Yeah, these are big properties. Couple of them have been in the RPG space, but not for like the last 8, 10, 12 years. We're bringing back a couple of big properties potentially, and we'll see where that goes.
Cool. I'm shaking my head because the next question is from Big Red.
Hey, you doing, Big Red?
Question for Loren. When building your Frostpunk settlement, why is cannibalism always the correct and moral choice?
I have never built a Frostpunk. I have played a lot of Frostpunk. I never remember cannibalism being even one of the questions we were allowed to say yes to. I think he's setting me up there.
Of course he is.
I'm not aware of there being a cannibalism feature in Frostpunk. I guess I might have missed it. I've played the game like a dozen times. I've never seen that particular moral dilemma.
There you can eat sawdust. You can add sawdust to your soup.
Well, you could definitely feed people bad things and put moonshine in the soup. That's a big winner.
Prussian Havoc asks, where do you see the Catalyst brand in 10 years?
Oh, Walmart, Target, Pepco. I just made those. I don't know. Catalyst is somewhere near in the top 10 of all hobby game developers out there. I just plan to stay in that industry, stay in that particular range. I don't see us supplanting, Wizard of the Coast or Games Workshop anytime soon. But I'm not going to rest. I'm not going to just rest back and not take a shot whenever I can either. So if I can make it into a top 5 hobby game publisher, in the industry, that'd make me very happy. And I think that's possible. We have doubled in size about every 3 years since we've gotten going. We are a pretty good sized company now, doing extremely well. The campaigns have helped, but also just the quality product we've put out has helped. So that is my goal, is to keep doing what I'm doing. I love what I do. I've got a great team. They're all having a great time, having a lot of fun, doing what we love. And as long as we're doing that, I think Catalyst will double again in the next 2 to 3 years. And that would put us probably solidly near the top 5 of U.S. Game publishers.
Awesome.
So, yeah, that's where I see it. We're just going to keep going. We're going to keep making games we love to make with brands or invented properties that we love to play with.
Cool.
There's nothing else to me. There's nothing else better.
Comrade Zen asks, any chance we could see something Crimson Skies-esque at a later date?
I would love to work at Crimson Skies again. Unfortunately, that is not on the table at the moment. I believe that is wholly owned at the moment by, oh, not wholly owned. It's basically split owned between Microsoft for video gaming and I want to say the new FASA company, whatever they call it. Is this FASA or FASA, new FASA?
Yeah, it's FASA still.
Yeah, Ross Babcock. I think he still owns all the board game rights and RPG rights. I've talked to Ross now and then. We talk about that. And we talk about Earth Dawn, another big favorite of mine. I love Crimson Skies. I love Earth Dawn. I love all the old FASA worlds. They made amazing worlds. Will we get to play with them sometime? I wouldn't mind going back there, but it's really out of my control. I just wave my hand now and then to see if they want to, go down that path.
Awesome. Prussian Havoc, can we expect Merc's shipping lessons learned to be applied to our Leviathans Kickstarter? Yes. Lesson 1, don't use 400 SKUs. That's
always a big one. Yeah, we haven't quite figured that. Well, I mean, we are learning. Last one was like 650 SKUs, so it's better this time. Yeah, we will be doing a lot with getting Leviathans prepped and doing it. We always look at everything we do. Everyone's called every convention we go to, every campaign we run, any big event at all. We conduct what's called a post-mortem, where we basically go through and say, what did we do right? What can we improve on? What should we never do again? We go through all this, and so we've got a good partner on the mercenary shipping, but we could have done better, and we could have had a better, more detail savvy agreement in place before we got to this. We've made it work, and we brought prices down well below what we thought we'd have to do, but we can do better, and we will do better every time. If you saw us behind the scenes at the last campaign, Battletech campaign, wow, it's amazing we got it done with as cleanly as we did, because we were in uncharted waters. This one has gone fairly cleanly compared to the Clan Invasion campaign, and yet there's still things we can do better, and we'll do better on the next campaign for Leviathans, for Runefire, for whatever we do next. We will always strive to work to make it smoother, cheaper, cleaner. One thing, like for sure, we're going to do after following Battletech and Leviathans is find a way to do shipping right up front, so there's no question as to what it's going to cost or when, all that kind of stuff. But that doesn't always work with the planning, so we'll approach every campaign for what on its merits and for what we can get done. Leviathans, I don't have the shipping worked out yet, but we are going to figure out the 2 or 3 things that really caught us off guard for Battletech, and we're going to apply that for Leviathans to make sure we get the best deal we can.
Cool. Beskar66 Safe asks, any updates on who is going to be at PAX Australia?
Talon, it'll be his crew, even though he's torn between Essen and PAX Australia pretty badly, but I think he's going to go to PAX Australia again for at least one more year. Other than that, we've got some people who have volunteered to go, like half the company. I may go as to join my son there on that trip. Mike Ritchie has talked about it. It's not confirmed, but we will have by the time we get into summer, we're going to have it pretty much penciled in.
Cool. All right. Phoenix Risen asks, Irby company restock when? I don't know that we're really going to have any stock.
The Irby company was I believe it was just a 12-pack of the same miniature over and over. I don't think there was any much variety in that. It was just you could buy 12 at a time. We have since done an urban lance pack with 4 different poses and configurations, as well as the Urban Mech land air mech salvage box. So that means we've got 5 new designs. My guess is if we just came up with, let's say, one more urban mech variant of some type, whatever that could be, could you see us take and make a company pack, like 2 of each design? Sure, we could look at that.
Yeah.
And obviously, it sold well enough, we will. We just wanted to give it some time to make it better for the next time we bring it out.
I think also because the next one is from Corehammer about Torian t-shirts. I think your best bet, honestly, for our audience is email the store at catalystgamelabs.com email address with your requests, because CJ, who's been doing our emails, can send it directly to Talon, who's in charge of those types of orders and restocks. So
yeah, obviously, if something sells well enough, it will return to the store as soon as it's available. Or often we only pull it out because we know we can make it better. So if you're seeing something that's selling well and it disappears, chances are we're upgraded because it sold as well as better we hope, and we're going to upgrade it to make it even better the next time we do a print run.
Yeah. Enental asks, will we be seeing more support for the Battletech RPGs? Would love to see sizable supplements and adventures for Destiny.
I'm sure I'm right in saying yes. Destiny is still out there, and I believe we've got a full revised Time of War, like the big thick RPG as well, being finished up. And so we'll have a light mechanics RPG and the full mechanics RPG, and we plan to support both of them.
Cool. It made me think, Lauren, I need to send myself a copy of each of those for reasons.
Maybe.
Okay. Just in case, nice name. With the advent of the Irby Lamb, when can we expect other Lamb box sets?
Well, as you all know, our Battletech developer, Ray Arastia, loves lambs. Just loves them. Can't get enough of them. So the more lambs I can allow Ray to make, is just endears me to his heart. Yes, I want another lamb project. When? If it happens in 2025, that'd probably be a pretty good win for me, because I am sweeping water uphill on that one. But they're just fun. So give us a little time. We've got to finish the Star League, the Painted Mech Star League run, Force Pack run. We've got a few other projects we have to get finished up. But I think within the next year you may see something.
Cool. Derek Knoll asks, have there been any updates on the Q2 releases for Battletech? I think actually there are. I noticed, because I still open my email even though I'm on vacation, and I see the titles of everything that's been sent. So I think I have some stuff waiting for me that I will look at next week. So I might have more for
I want to say there was a new book that was dropping. I don't remember what the title was. It might have been a Force manual. Or the Force manuals maybe coming out.
No? Davian and Karita, I think, were pushed to summer.
Okay. Obviously, just finishing up the Kickstarter has been a priority, and getting this into fulfillment is our number one issue. I think there is a book that's in there that's going to be dropping here pretty quick, and then we've got I know we just put the first or second Star League Force Pack
first
up on our store, which means it's probably going out to stores here pretty soon.
Yeah, we had that at Chupacabra too, so it's definitely in the warehouse and getting up there.
Those who haven't seen it, the Star League Force Packs it's a new Force Pack with new mechs, but the big difference is one of the mechs is actually pre-painted, and the other ones are all in. Are they all in standard gray, or are they all in like an OD green? I don't remember. They're gray.
Yeah.
Okay, but one of them has a Star League paint job, including I believe the first pack had Alexander Krinsky's Orion, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's the Orion. The second one, I want to say that they're releasing them quarterly, so it might be a couple months before we see the next one.
They're quarterly.
Wanderer DG, sorry. Any ETA.
I like Wander Dog. That was kind of fun.
My
I now christen thee.
I have my puppy sleeping behind me, so I guess I just have pupper on the brain. But any ETA for the Star League Lance being available at FLGS's? It should be soon.
They should be available. They should be out there in distribution, so stores should be able to order them and get them in. I'll do a quick note. I'm kind of surprised there isn't at least one out there.
Question from Volk. Loren, any chance for Pride Month related merch for Battletech or Shadowrun next month?
I do not know if we have anything scheduled, but I'm never against it. I know our parent company, Fanatics, they offer Pride Month merch on their stores. So there's nothing that we can't do it. I just don't know if we planned in time ahead enough to do anything. Obviously, like I said, the Kickstarter has been kind of kicking our butt. It was huge. It was a monster, and it sucked up most of our production bandwidth. So I don't know if anything was ever planned. We often we've done stories. There have been other things that have happened for that kind of release, but this year I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I would assume our bandwidth was pretty tight these last 6 months, so I wouldn't be surprised if we just didn't get anything out. But watch the store.
Yeah.
Like I said, watch the store and see if something makes it out there.
And then the last question I have, which is perfect because it's 3 minutes to the top of the hour, from Andrew. Any progress or updates on audiobooks? The last I heard is for Battletech, they were on Ray's desk for review. And for Shadowrun, I know that Nothing Personal and Kings of the Streets are ready. So
I know audiobooks we've been growing our audiobook program every year. John just signed. In fact, I think I have a contract waiting at my digital desk for me to sign right now to increase our audiobooks to an entirely new platform. I don't want to name again. I think so. I don't want to name names exactly, but yeah, John Helfers, our executive editor, is moving forward with a stronger audiobook program. So stay tuned. Yeah, you'll see more of them.
Awesome. All right.
Last question.
2 minutes left, Loren. So anything you want to say before we sign off that you're allowed to say?
I just want to thank you for hosting this, getting the word out there every week, having a channel to get the news out and to talk about things we're doing is awesome. Thank you for the opportunity to come on today and share. I'll be doing more of this as you allow me to. So obviously, I don't think I did anything today that's going to cause you a headache. I see.
So far, the only person that I've had to pull the video and edit was Brent because he talked about Frostpunk before we were allowed to. So I pulled the bit real fast, edited it, and got it right back there.
No, I think I was pretty safe today, but there's a bunch of stuff I want to talk about. I just need to make sure we have signatures on bottom lines to make sure we can talk about it.
Yeah.
But thank you. And thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you guys. See you next time.